All right, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. The big baseball news yesterday that really shocked New York Met fans is that Pete Alonso signs a huge 5-year, $155 million deal with the Baltimore Orioles. So one of the Mets fans' favorite players of all time will not end his career as a New York Met. Met fans, rightfully so, by the way, are going apoplectic. But there's two different aspects to the story. There's the baseball aspect to the story. Was this a good baseball decision? And then there's a separate side of the story, which is the relationship between the owner and the fans, all right?
Yeah.
So I think we got to separate those two things. From a baseball standpoint, Pete Alonso got overpaid. And good for him. Great for him. Guaranteed money, $155 million over 5 years, right?
All right, so tell me why you think why that's overpay in this modern baseball.
Because Pete Alonso, unfortunately, is a sub-average defensive player.
True.
And he did, to his credit, and I know Pete well personally for a long time, he did have a great year. Batted .270 at 40-plus doubles, had the home runs.
Yep.
Great. The problem is that he's this, how do I say this? It's great that he plays every day. That's like a dying thing in sports. And he did. Played every single game.
Last 2 seasons.
The guy doesn't take days off. Mm-hmm. But 3 years from now, that's a bad contract. Is that fair?
Well, it depends. If he's Kyle Schwarber, no. Kyle Schwarber's better at 33 than he was at 30.
You think as a righty he's going to hit 50 home runs in Baltimore? 45 home runs in Baltimore?
I'm saying that he's, with his work ethic.
Yeah.
It's not a given anymore in modern baseball that players worse at 33 than they were at 30.
So
he's only 31.
All right, let me even change course then. Let me even say it's not a bad deal.
Okay.
All right, it's not a bad deal.
It may be. I'm just saying that it's not a lock in today's game.
Fair enough. It's not a horrendous deal, and good for Pete that he got it, okay?
Yeah.
From a baseball standpoint, with Pete Alonso having a great year last year, did the New York Mets win the World Series?
They did not.
Did the New York Mets get to the NLCS?
Absolutely.
Did the New York Mets get to the NLDS?
No.
Were the New York Mets in the wild card?
No.
They didn't make the playoffs, right?
Right.
So the notion of let's run it back for the 8th year with Pete Alonso at first base, batting on average .250, and yes, hitting 40 home runs a year every single year is great. How do you sell that to the fans? We're running back the same crap that has never won a World Series. Like, why would I want that? If I'm a baseball fan, right?
Right.
So the issue now is they traded Brandon Nimmo. They get Marcus Semien from the Rangers, all right?
Right.
Nimmo, fan favorite.
Fan favorite, for sure.
Edwin Diaz, fan favorite. Last 6.5 years for the Mets, arguably the best closer in the National League. They let him go.
Yep.
Fans got pissed off. And now the coup de grace, the number one Met for all Met fans today is Pete Alonso. So the Met fan is taking it, bam, 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 on the chin. It's a body blow if you're a Met fan because 3 of your favorite players are gone. Put aside the baseball aspect of that for a second.
Yeah.
Because to me, the baseball aspect of that is, what did you win with those guys? Nothing.
You did not win a World Series with those guys.
You didn't get to a World Series.
No, you got to...
Okay? 2015, you got to the World Series, all right? And lost to the Kansas City Royals. You've been a playoff team, sure.
You've been to the NLCS.
Okay. The idea is to win.
It is.
So are they popular? Yes. Did they win? No. But here's where the Mets did make a mistake, in my opinion. And it's the relationship the owner claimed to have or thought he had with the fan base. When Steve Cohen bought the Mets 5 years ago, he told Met fans, I'm one of you. I bleed orange and blue. I will not rest until we get a World Series championship because you deserve it. And he guaranteed one in the first 5 years, and obviously that didn't happen. But last year, after getting Juan Soto, Steve Cohen went after the Met fan, and he demanded that they start buying more tickets. Their attendance was not great the year before. Mm-hmm. And Steve Cohen challenged Met fans and said, if I do my part, you better do your part. And he got Soto. And guess what Met fans did? They set a record last year. 3.2 million Met fans went to Citi Field to watch the Mets play. That's a new record for the New York Mets.
And that's tremendous.
Okay?
That's tremendous.
Now Met fans are saying, well, you challenged us, you scolded us, and we stepped up to the plate. we all bought tickets in record numbers. And what do we get in return for our support of your team? We didn't make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. We got rid of Brandon Nimmo. We got rid of Edwin Diaz. We got rid of or allowed Pete Alonso to go. We're not buying tickets this year.
You cut the payroll.
Because you screwed us.
Yeah, you cut the payroll.
So you're going to see attendance drop by 10 to 20%. And for the first time in his short stewardship as Mets owner, Steve Cohen, for the first time, has lost the fan base.
Now, let me ask you this, though, and I'm not going to dispute anything you said about that at all.
You can argue, was it a good baseball move?
We'll find out.
There's a conversation to be had about that.
But
do I want 36-year-old Pete Alonso making $30 million a year? That's an argument, right?
It's an argument.
But you can't argue the fan support. You can't argue that the fans have their favorite players that they want to see win here. And when you challenge fans and they show up and buy tickets in record numbers and you reward them by not only missing the playoffs, by then getting rid of the 3 most popular players on the roster, you've lost the fan base, rightfully so. If Met fans are bitching today, and they should be, and yesterday, they're right.
But then is there something he can do to add? Because the winter meetings have been going on, and the troubling part for me as an outsider is not only are they losing guys, they don't appear to be in the mix for any replacement.
Look,
you can part with Alonso, as you said. Okay, you don't want to pay him at 36. Who are you going to pay first base this year?
Right. So look, right now their payroll's $270 million for next year. My gut is they go up to $350. All right, which means another $70 or $80 million. Here's the problem with that. If I told you that Paul Goldschmidt was their starting first baseman next year,
that's not an upgrade.
Are you going to be moist about that?
No, because that's not an upgrade. That's a downgrade on the field.
Correct.
That's a downgrade.
Right. If I told you Kyle Tucker's a Met next year, okay.
That's something.
At least you're starting.
Right, and he's a righty back to replace the righty back you lost.
My butt still hurts.
Yes.
I'm still not buying season tickets.
And you don't love Tucker.
Right.
You love Alonso.
If Alex Bregman became a Met next year, okay. Good player.
Yeah.
No doubt. But my butt still hurts.
Unfortunately, yes.
Right?
Right.
And that's the thing. They've lost sight of the very tenuous relationship the owner has with the fan base. It's tenuous. And right now, and I'm 100% behind the Met fans right now who are going apoplectic about losing Pete Alonso yesterday. And here's why. The Mets didn't even try. The Mets never made him an offer. Now, I can tell you as a fact, they were never going to match that offer. They were never going to go past 3 years for Pete Alonso, make up the numbers. But the fact that you never picked up the phone and called Scott Boras up and said, here's our best offer. Let Pete say no to it, but we're going to make it.
Right.
They never did that. Now, to be fair, because it's not 100-0 here, 2 years ago, Steve Cohen offered Pete Alonso 7-year deal for $160 million. Mm-hmm. And Pete said no to it. Maybe the owner's feelings got hurt. Maybe his ego got hurt. I don't know. But Pete Alonso did what good players do. In a contract year, he had a great year, which he did not do 2 years ago, which is why there was no market for him 2 years ago. And the Mets gave him the 2-year, $54 million deal with the 1 year out, and he took the out. But you have now lost the fan base. Steve Cohen and David Stearns are persona non grata right now in the moment. Now, like you said, and you're right, that could change. If they acquire 3 or 4 guys that make you happy about the roster, great. But the relationship for now is ruined between Steve Cohen and the diehard Met fan base. And the diehard Met fan base, who has sold a bill of goods when Steve Cohen bought the team, that the Wilpon days are over, that it's about championships, and I will spend to get every guy you want me to get. That's over. It's over. The honeymoon is over. And maybe, I don't know, and I'm not suggesting I know this as a fact, I don't. Maybe this was all about getting the casino. And now that he got the casino, Met fans can take a hike. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.